Today I'm going to attempt to repair the plastic on a electrical plug. You can see that this has broken. It's broken right there. Goes like this. Let's see if I can figure this out. There we go. So this got broken when I was trying to tighten up the screws. So what I'm going to try and do is try and fix it with some epoxy and see how this goes. So I'm just gonna is this dry? I'm gonna mix it. Move that. I don't know how much we need, but just gonna mix quite a bit. And then we'll use a toothpick this time to try and really get it mixed up. Like this. Try not to block the camera lenses with my hands. Take that off for a minute. That popsicle stick. I don't want it going towards the edge. Mix this up for a good minute. Okay, and then once you mix that up, I'm going to put a little bit of epoxy on here. I don't know where else it sticks to. Come on. How does this glue on? I know it could be done because there we go. Does it? I thought it go. I knew it went on like this. So let's kind of mix that on. So, and then you take a Q-tip and kind of smear that in. Really mix that. Okay. Throw that toothpick away, and then I will come back and see how it's doing. Maybe I'll put some more on there, and then I'll clamp it with the clamp. I'm not going to tighten it up too much. gonna go like that. Alright. I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit and I'll check it in a little bit. While that plug is drying, I figured we could try and make a better way to mount this. So this is my grandpa's if you're wondering what that plug goes to, it goes to is to run the air compressor right there. Here's the plug for it. And this is the little outlet that it plugs into. So I might call this video a 220 volt plug repair. This is part of the repair, you could say. So what I was thinking is perhaps I could, so he originally hold on. So originally this would have screwed on like through the side. And what I thought about doing, I can't see it, zoomed in. I already washed this. He had it screwed in kind of through the side, so I was thinking maybe I could make that better by putting screws in through this board. So what I'm gonna do, oh, I like how high this goes. I like how high this tripod goes. So what I was thinking is drill some holes through here. Have to figure out where we want the hole. Got a couple holes there. Geez. Not sure how we're gonna do this. Gotta find something better to go on here, because the board just kinda, yeah, kinda just sits in there like that. I'm not sure if we'll be able to fix that because it's a big cord. But I'm gonna think about the best way to drill to put this on here off video. Alright, I figured out I got another piece of wood. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this bigger piece of wood, I'm gonna drill a couple holes in there. Like this. Halfway. I'm barely going through it. And then I could screw this on like this. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing, but of course it's not straight, which is what I wanted. I don't know how it ended up on an angle, but it did. Let's try it now. So it may be in the right spot now, I think. It is not. It's because I didn't drill this out big enough. Of course, it's going to be you can't go like that because it's going to push through the opposite side. To come out through here. Alright, I'm going to drill it out bigger. Here's the difference from being out here versus in my room. Is I have pretty much what I have. Is I have what I have to do when I don't have the right side is drill it out by hand. Try it now. Where's the screwdriver that I had? Ground. Actually, this is oh, this is the wrong side. Isn't that something? I think I have this on the wrong side. Let's see if I can get it. Finally. I did. Guess I didn't look right because I had it on the wrong side. But that's why it didn't look right. And now this is cross-threading still. Alright, that one I might have to drill out a little bit more, but let's just see if I like this first before I do anything else. Alright, forget it. Really? Now it won't come through. Oh. Oh, there we go. Why didn't I just do that from the start? I don't know how much bigger we can go without it. I think this is on an angle. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. And then this is how we'll do it. I can't fix the thing's on the charger. Very rare that I use a screw gun to tighten something down. I don't usually like tightening stuff down with a screw gun because, or an impact driver, because you can spin the screws out if you do it too much. That's why I don't like. That's one of the reasons why I don't like tightening stuff with an impact driver. But I did it with this because I want to go in. But try and get it in the center. See, the one over here does not grab if I use a shorter screw. Ah. Tell you what the deal is because I don't have the right stuff. Jeez, it's already turning up to 13 minutes. Alright, I'm going to cut this part. Alright, I got it screwed in the way I like it. So now this is sturdy. It is kind of off the center a little bit, which is not what I wanted. Because this will be blocked off by this electrical box. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, next I'm going to drill 2 mounting holes. Show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill one here, and then I'm going to drill one right here. Okay. And then now gotta drill it. I'm gonna drill it with that already sounds like it's gonna die. I'm gonna drill it right here. See if that's the right size. It'll work. A little too big, but it'll work. Problem is it wants to also poke out like that, so not sure how we're gonna get it to not do that. I know what I'll do. I'll run the screw through there. Alright, and now I'll drill from back here. There we go. I'll do the same thing on this side. Obviously, these may be way too long, but this dang battery sounds like it's gonna die. No big deal, I'll just have to charge it up. And then to get rid of those burrs, you take a big drill bit. Probably switch it on low would be better. Oh shoot, it took out the wood there. Dang it. No problem, I'll just stay on that side. Alright, here it is. This has been made. This has been made. Alright, everybody's asleep, so I gotta talk a little low in here. Not too much commentary, but this is dry pretty much now. I'll put it in the in the window for a little bit. So I actually had to drill this apart because it actually was having problems with the way the it would plug in. See, this broke off and I bent it kind of where it's supposed to be. So I gotta figure out how to put this thing back together. What is that in here like this? This is kind of brittle. What do I think I'm going to do? I might take this outside and work on it. I'm gonna go back outside. Alright, I'm back outside. So what we gotta do is I gotta drill this to where the screw will fit. I brought all my stuff out here. I brought my drill bits out. I don't know how big I need. Just the dang prong. So I'm going to start with the smaller one. This is how I usually measure if I attempt to put the screw in. And as you can see, the one I picked does fit. And then what I'll do is I got the corded drill, Craftsman. Jeez Louise. Made in USA. That's important. And then I'm going to drill a small hole like this. Alright. Still not fitting. Dang. I may have to go a little bigger. Alright. Got the net size bigger drill here. Not sure if it made much of a difference. Well, I got another idea. This is going to be, how about I drill both the holes out. Well, I'll just drill the holes out, and then what I'll do is I'll just take the impact driver and I'm going to very carefully see what I just did? I there, didn't break the plastic. What I did, see what I did? I drove the screw in there. I put it in reverse, and then I drove it in there. Oh God, it's scaring me. without breaking the plastic even more. What I was trying to do is drill. I'm trying to heat up the plastic. I heated up the plastic, I reversed it for a few seconds. And then okay. So you probably seen what I just did. I just took the impact driver, reversed this for a few seconds, and I turned this to where it'll backed it up, and then I just drove it in a couple times, and I let the heat of the screw drill the hole for the size of the screw. Worked. Now I gotta finish drilling this stuff out now. Probably could do that for this as well. First we'll drill the metal. This one's going to be interesting because I need it's the next size up, is it? It's the next size up, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. This is still not fitting in here. Now this is metal. I don't think this is going to work. Nope. Nope. Well, I'll have to come back to that. And we'll do the same thing with this. Since this is plastic. Look at that. Use the heat of the screw. Just from the heat of the screw. If you drill it the right size, you could use the heat of the screw to do it. Okay. Now for the metal. Perfect. I think this side a little more. I just spun it around like this. And you do want to be careful when you're spinning the drill bit like I just did, because you can break the drill bit. Alright. And I'm going to... And this is where one of my tricks come in. This is where my little trick comes in. So. Watch how I get this put back together. See if it's gonna be long enough. Nope. I gotta get the next size longer, it looks like. These might be way too long. Is that the right size? That's the right size, is it? You know what it is? Well, worst comes to worst, I'll just have to grind it down shorter. Yeah, this is gonna be way too long. Well, I'm using a drill, but I'm going very slow. See? I don't know how much of the thing we need, so I don't know if I want to grind them off after. I might have to grind it after I get the nuts and bolts on. It's going. Okay. One might hold and so I will grind them off. But first, I want to see if this is going to plug in correctly before I go any further. Look at that. What was happening is this was, when that part broke off, this was getting stuck. It wouldn't plug in all the way. And I corrected it. I'm going to pause the video while I go get the grinder wheel and the Dremel. Alright, I got the Dremel bit. And I already got the nuts on here. So, here's how I get them to hold. You have to drill these out a certain length. Well, what I was trying to say before the dang thing decided to tell me that it had reached the recording was I took some nuts and bolts and I screwed this on here. You have to drill the hole out of the right size. You drill halfway through the rivet, and then you can drill, and then you can take it apart. I wish I had filmed it, but next time I have to do this, I will show it. But anyway, once you have your things correct, you're going to take your Dremel. You don't need the whole bolt. Actually, I'm going to start the other one. Look at that right there. If you have a long bolt, excess bolt, you can grind it off or you can leave it on. I'm going to grind it off so that I can tighten it up a little bit more. Okay, there's one. And I will bend it even. And this will kind of take all the stuff I did off. Okay. And then, kind of clear the threads. You take this off. Looks like it's going to be fine. Alright. That's been repaired. You won't know until I get the thing reassembled. Come on. Oh boy. I'm hoping I'm able to get this tightened up. Put this back on. Try not to break the plastic. It is brittle. The heat will turn this loose if you don't tighten it up all the way. Still turning. I'm scared it's going to break the plastic. Okay. Now this side. Now this side was the one that broke on me. Oh, here we go. And then I really hope this doesn't snap on me again. Oh gosh, I'm scared to do this one. Might be okay this time. Just do a control. Tightness. So you do want to put this to where you do want to put this pretty tight because this is where the heat. Okay, it did break on me this time. Okay. As long as it doesn't break on me. Okay. I got that put back on. Oh shoot. I gotta put those things on the side back in first. Oh, I almost forgot about those. Alright, got it in. The little plastic piece on the plug broke again, so I glued it with super glue. So I got it in there, and I realized the ground the screw was supposed to go on the inside. What is this, 220 volts, I believe? Apparently the hole that I drilled isn't going to work, so here it is. Now we got to attempt to plug this in. But first I will check to make sure it's going to line up correctly over here. Okay. And then I'm going to have to get my grandpa to plug this in because I don't feel comfortable plugging this in. So for now, we'll just put this cover back on. Put this on. It's not screwing on quite right now. Wait, is this on wrong? Alright, I got the outlet put back together. So I put it in this way because the thing is much easier to get in, to fit in there a little bit better. So do one more test, make sure it fits. Yeah. Well, that's going to be it for this one. That's going to be it for this one.